My name is Veronica, and last night, after the temperature dropped and I did a little work in the vegetable garden, I went to take a shower. The shower is next to the vegetable garden plot of my neighbor, Grandma Nancy. As soon as I turned on the water, amidst the noise of running water, I picked up scraps of conversation between neighbors. I paused the flow of water to eavesdrop. She was standing a meter away from the shower in her garden, talking to her young neighbor Ethan, and their voices came through clearly. Ethan was also not far from the fence separating Grandma Nancy's garden from his own, which allowed me to hear his responses clearly. Unfortunately, I couldn't make out exactly what Grandma Nancy was saying to him over the noise of the water. However, I could clearly hear Ethan's simple response. So what? So what? Grandma Nancy said, "It's kind of unseemly to do that in public." "What kind of people live here?" he replied, grinning. "Don't turn your head," she said. "Aren't I people?" "Careful, your mom will see. She's not home." "Well, she's not home now, but she'll be home tomorrow." "Are you saying it's okay to follow your aunt?" "It's not normal." "Grandma Nancy, I realize it's unseemly, but what can you do?" "I'm all grown up now." "But what can you do?" "I'm grown up," Grandma Nancy whispered. "Poor fellow. Well, he should have found somebody, asked somebody in need, and he wouldn't be hiding behind the trees here." "There, that's what I'm asking." "Who are you asking?" "From you, Grandma Nancy." "Ethan, you're knocking." "I'm an old woman now. I still remember the Kennedys." "And who's that, Grandma?" "Well, you don't even know." "And I remember when he was in office." "So what were you just looking at?" "She's a lonely woman, so if you offered her, we'd get together sometime." "Yeah," I hinted, "but she didn't get me. And now there's no one here to help me. And you, Grandma Nancy, would you be willing to help me?" "Come on, Ethan. I'm too old for you." And there was silence. But the silence was broken by Ethan's always resentful voice. I thought it was over and reached for the faucet to open the water. But then I heard Nancy's grandmother. "But if it's just one time, it's okay." "You have to tell someone and teach the younger generation," she said. And then I saw something I had never seen in my life. I watched and thought how sweetly two different generations came together. And as they began to gather, I thought, this is such a short-lived love story, and smiled. I indulged in the day's daydreams and was about to continue showering when Grandma Nancy exclaimed, "Ethan, you still need to be trained and educated. You're still inexperienced, so come to my house tomorrow night and we'll continue training the young fighter." "Are you saying it's okay to spy on your neighbor?" "I'm all grown up now, and I want something special." "I'm grown up too," Grandma Nancy whispered. "You poor thing." "Poor guy. You need to teach him to teach someone so he won't hide in the bushes." "There, I'm asking." "Ethan, I'm an old woman now." "Well, you don't even know who that is." "And I remember when he was president." "So you just peeked at not her?" "She's a single woman, so if you offered her, she'd help you in this endeavor." I thought it was over and reached for the faucet to open the water. I have to help the young ones. And then I saw something I had never seen in my life. I indulged in the day's reverie and was about to continue showering when Grandma Nancy exclaimed. Ethan happily agreed, and saying he would definitely come, ran home. and I stood under the shower and thought how fate had brought these two people together and given them feelings that even I have a headache. Then another thought popped into my head. What if I invited Ethan over to my place? I'm a single woman and not as old as Grandma Nancy. I'll do it tomorrow. But if Grandma Nancy could do it, so can I. The next day, plucking up the courage to call Ethan over to my place, I offered to have him come visit me a few times a week because I was lonely and he was a young and handsome guy who could help me around the house and more. Ethan couldn't believe his happiness. His eyes sparkled, and he offered to come over right away to cement our friendship. That's how young Ethan became the favorite of our village. Now the guy is just in demand. He's busy every day, helping Nancy, and most importantly, not forgetting about me. We taught him everything we know how to do. Now the guy will know what to do when he meets his future wife.